Hi, this is KP with a top 3 finish with Pure Runic Mystic Mine at the Bears Con Regional. Shout out Team PCD, first of all. They were vending for the event. We had judges today. Shout out to James, shout out to Dakota, the 2 judges today from our locals. And then we also had, shout out for being a judge also from Fort Smith.
Hey guys, shout out.
Shout out to Javi over there. He gave me cards.
Shout out to Javi because he bubbled at 17th.
Yep. Other than that, shout out to Romy. He was supposed to play this deck today, but he decided last minute to play something else. And then I don't even know what he got. It's like 21st, so I don't know what he got. But he should have played this deck today. He probably would have done good. And I actually cited a card in here for the mirror match because I was worried about it. But we can go ahead and get into the cards. For monsters, the only monster I played is Majesty's Fiend. The main matchup I used this against that was really strong was against Flunder. I ended up controlling 2 of them, so that was really strong. Against decks where they summon a lot of big beaters, like against Tyr, once they get set up, or I played against a couple of Despia branded decks, and even Mech Knights, things like that where they have a bunch of beaters. It's better just to side this out. You don't really want to have a 2400 beater that they can get over easily. And that's the only monster. No hand traps. For the spells, I played 2 of the field spell. For a long time I was playing 1, but thanks to Javi I was able to get another one, and the second one came up a lot. It was really good. 3 tip. It searches any of your Runics and then banishes the top card of their deck. It's really good because you can search the field spell with it. There's a lot of ways to get to the field spell, so it's really consistent. And then the field spell, a lot of people know this. You can put back up to 3 after you activate a Runic card. You can put up to 3 of the spells back and draw 3, and you can do it on either player's turn, so that's really strong. 3 Destruction, pop. It's an MST and then banish top 4. 3 Curse. This one is like an Imperm, and then I think it banishes top 3. Yeah, top 3. And then this one pops special summon monsters and banishes top 2. This is the best one in my version. I'm playing deck out, and this card basically gets rid of 5 cards out of your opponent's deck. So all 3, if you resolve all 3, that's 15 out of their deck. They draw 1 and banish 4. When you have Mystic Mine on the field, the best thing to do is keep passing until they have 6 cards in hand. And on their next turn when they draw, if they have 7 in hand and they go to end phase to discard 1, you say wait, you activate this, they draw 1, banish top 4, and now they have to discard 2 from their hand. So you try and use it in a way where they don't gain advantage. You don't really want to just give them free cards if you can help it. But a combo with this card is Dispelling. If you activate this to make them draw a card, this card says if a card's added to your opponent's hand from their deck, except for the draw phase, you can discard a card randomly from their hand. And then I think it banishes 2. Yeah, it banishes 2. So what you can do is you can activate this, and on resolution, activate this, discard 1, banish 2. So altogether, I think it's 7 cards out of their deck. Another follow-up is Smiting. This card's really good. It banishes cards up to the amount that they control. And a lot of times when they're passed with Mystic Mine, instead of wanting to discard cards from their hand, they're going to set it to their field. So you can get up to like 10 or more cards if they put that much on the field. But usually you're going to banish about 3 to 5 conservatively. And another thing is if they have like less than 7 cards in their deck or something, you can do Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, and since it resolves backwards, they'll banish as many as possible to where next turn they are out of cards and they'll deck out. 3 of the Slumber. This one can stop attacks, so it kind of stalls. So if you kept the Runic field spell out and not Mystic Mine, your opponent can keep attacking you. So all the Runics can special summon from your extra deck any of your fusions. So you can block attacks that way, but this can also just activate and stop your opponent from attacking. Even if they declare, even on declare, you can chain it and it'll stop their attack. So that's really good. And the other option is, it's part of the effect is the monster you target that can't attack, it also can be protected by battle or destruction once that turn. So sometimes if I have Majesty's Fiend on the field, I can, if they try and attack over, I can target it and protect it. So that's pretty good. And then Terraforming and 3 Mystic Mine. This is the god card in the deck. This is what makes people want to quit the game. So I did not make friends today playing this card. And then onto the traps, Metaverse. I didn't play any of the Demise of the Land. I decided to just play just Metaverse, and it was really good. Some Floodgates, I play Rivalry. If they out Mystic Mine and you have Rivalry and there can only be one, they're not winning anyway. So they put all that effort in outing Mystic Mine and they lose anyway. And then 3 Judgment just to have protection from any outs that they would have in their main deck. So that's it for the main deck. The goal was to deck people out every single round, and I only lost the first round, but other than that I decked out everybody, and most people I decked out 2-0.
How's the consistency of this deck, KP?
This deck is super consistent. There's so many ways. I can't remember. It was like there's like 9 ways to the field spell or more, because I'll go into the extra deck. The best one is, and there's different ways to pronounce this. I don't know the correct way. I don't know if it's Hugin. This card can actually search the field spell. Yeah, Huggin. You can search the field spell by discarding a card, so that's a way to get the field spell. I have Terraforming, I have Metaverse, and then I have 3 Tip and 2 of the field spell, so you have a lot of ways to be able to get the field spell. The other effect that this has, it's a continuous effect, is if your cards would be destroyed, you can summon, you can banish this instead. So what you can do is if you have a full board and they activate Lightning Storm or Feather Duster, you can chain one of your spells, summon this guy, and on resolution protect your stuff, so it's really strong. Against Agent Persuasion, he did Lightning Storm, I summoned this, banish, protect, and then he did Feather Duster, I summoned this, banish, protect, and he's like, dang, that's broken. So it's really good. The next one is Wings. I don't know how to say his first name, Munin, something like that. This guy's really good because in the end phase you can gain 1,000 life points. There was a game from getting attacked in Solemns, I was at 350 life, and I was able to control him with Floodgates, get this on the field, and I got myself back up to over 7,000 life points because every end phase you gain 1,000, and if you're like really locking them down, it's 2,000 defense. So you just put it in defense, and if they can't get over it, their end phase you gain 1,000, my end phase you gain 1,000, and you just get back into the duel. It's really good. The other thing is if a Runic card or a set card gets targeted, you can banish this instead and negate it. So you can actually stop a Cosmic with this, but it has to already be on the field to do that. And then there's Jerry. If it's destroyed by battle, you can destroy a card on the field. So going second, if you go into battle phase, activate your Runic spell, you can still attack because you didn't skip that battle phase, you'll skip your next one. So you can summon this and then crash into something, pop something, summon another Jerry, crash, attack, pop something, summon another Jerry, crash and attack and pop something. His other effect is when he's summoned, you can actually target one of your field spells and add it to your hand from your graveyard. So it has really good recyclability, it's really good, it's really strong. For the rest, I played some Link Monsters, Gravity Controller. You can use one of these fusions to summon it. I did it against a Sprite player, and it made it awkward for him to out it because the main deck monsters can't attack over it. And he had like an elf that could get rid of it, and I would stop it from attacking. So this stalled me a few turns until I had the floodgates I needed to win. One Cerberus. It's just generic, a Nightmare Phoenix and a Unicorn. Really the only way I can make these is if I have a Majesty's Fiend and a Fusion. So it's kind of hard to make. And then a Gloomy, actually against Agent Persuasion, he gave me a token and a Kaiju, so I was actually able to link summon, but it just didn't come up. And then this is mainly against Eldlik or anybody that has a light monster that's worth summoning. So that's it for the extra deck. Side deck didn't really come up too much today except for one card. But I sided this in case I was playing against T or something that I was scared about the virus combo. So if it was going into game 3, I wanted to have something that if they're going to beat me, I might as well just gain some life points and try and win in time. This card, Sky Scourge, it's mainly for the mirror match. The mirror match is really, really bad. So you just tribute one of your fusions. It's a light fairy, this one and this one. So you can tribute it, and then neither player can use spells. So the goal at that point is just to attack them for 22 until they die, because all their spells are shut off, and their traps won't do anything to me.
I'm shocked you didn't have a striker player today. This card would have been nuts against it.
Yeah, it would. For going second, Lava Golem, I never actually got to resolve it. I sided it a lot, but I never got to resolve it, so I just won anyway. So that was fine. This card, it's really good right now because you can stop the tier effects in the graveyard and all their darks on the field, and it's also good against Sprite. And then the only time I drew it was my final round, who was playing Tier Limit Branded, and I had it, but I just didn't really need it. But it actually would have come up with the Masquerade summoning from the graveyard, because when I control a fusion, they can summon their Masquerade from the grave, and their goal is to just try and burn me as much as they could. But the MVP today was Dark Bribe. I know the Curse John is supposed to be better, but if you brick on it, I was testing with it yesterday, and that was one change I made today, was I just want to have something that I can just flip it. If I have 2 of this, I can just set it no problem, but if I have 2 cursed and I'm kind of low on cards, I know it's like in theory, if you're getting to resolve your field spell and putting back 3, draw 3, put back 3, draw 3, like it's really good. But I was in situations where I didn't get my combo started yet. I just needed something to survive, so this was really strong today. So I had no complaints. This was, in my opinion, better than Cursed.
Do you remember your matchups today? All 7 rounds?
First round I lost to Flunder. They had a Barrier Statue and a Harpy's Feather Storm, so I realized really quick that I can't summon any of my fusions, so I'm pretty much just stuck on my spells, and they don't special summon any, so that shuts off some of my cards. So it was a tough matchup. So I lost game 1 going second. In game 3 he had 2 Cosmic, got rid of 2 of my sets, and then he dug through Duality and Prosperity into Feather Duster and just blew me out, so I got destroyed. But after that, my next round, since I lost the first round, was an easier one. It was against a hero player. Other than that, I played against Sprite, I played against a couple tier branded decks, and I played against another Flunder deck, and then a Mech Knight deck. I think that might be all of them. So like,
what was your record again? X1?
Yeah, X1. It was 7-round regional, so I went 6-1.
And third place.
I lost the first round, but then I just held it in there and finished out strong.
That's what I think. One more thing. What was the easiest deck of this format that you played against?
Probably Branded Tier Limit. They literally have no outs main deck, I don't think. Actually, game 2 against the final round, he had 6 outs to Mystic Mine, 3 Cosmic, and 3 Dinomischus. And he drew 1 Dinomischus, and I was able to play around it, but I actually banished all 3 Cosmics off the top of his deck, and I banished 1 Dinomischus, and the other one he milled with his Tier Limit effects. So I got kind of lucky maybe on that one, but really that matchup is pretty easy, because I don't think Tier Limit can really deal with Mystic Mine with plenty of protection around it. The only outs of this deck is really Cosmic and Smashers, but a lot of people only play 1 Smashers, and if you can survive through it, you're probably going to win the game.
There you go.
But I will say I got 3rd place, but really I tied for first because all 3 in first, second, and third had the same amount of points. So it just came down to tiebreakers.
There we go. You guys had PCD KP here. Is there any last things you want to say?
No, I think that wraps it up.
Alrighty.
Thank you.